All right, so it looks like you've got enough turnarounds right now. Let's just focus on one of them, maybe two, and recognize that one of them is being played in two different ways. The first one being this one in A. A is up here. You've got that one, right? And so what is it? It's taking the root and pedal toning the root, but playing a bass line of flat 7, 6, flat 6, 5. And remember, when you're playing in A, your pinky shape. Don't forget your pinky shape, right? Just saying that so that you don't lose sight of the fact that you have knowledge in your hands and may not be aware of it. But mostly, yeah, it looks like you just need some more time in the saddle to be able to play turnarounds at tempo. If you can't play them at tempo, then it's nearly impossible to insert them where they belong, and thus got to practice them up till getting them up to tempo. And so keep working on it, get it in your daily practice in several places. Doesn't matter where you're at, take C. But the thing to add, well, I think you're doing it, but to reaffirm, is then going 4, sharp 4, or flat 5, and then 5, and then playing your dominant 7 chord. So all together you have. But one way to incorporate a turnaround into a blues form, when maybe you're not able to play it at tempo, is to play it in the beginning to start the tune. And even though to start a tune, whatever tempo you choose should be the same tempo as the song, it's not as challenging in the intro simply because you're not fitting it into the form. You're simply just playing it and then starting the form. And so in that case, let's call this blues example 1. How about that? Ooh. And so here it is. Start the form over, but that is a intro with a turnaround, and then a blues shuffle pattern. Blues shuffle pattern being, and then a semi-quasi turnaround at the end at the 12th bar by simply then going back to the 1 chord. So practice it on its own, and play it as an intro, and then play your form, and then call it good, and then start over, do your intro, etc. What I wanted to point out is this intro is the same as, it's just that we've moved the bass line up an octave, because this one we have flat 7, 6, flat 6, 5. Same with this one, but what we're doing is playing single notes at a time rather than 2 notes at a time. Instead of doing that, we go. So instead of going, we go. But we're playing 7, 6, flat 6, 5, just like we were playing in here. Flat 7, 6, flat 6, 5. We're just literally moving moving that bass line up an octave. So it may be helpful to understand that those two, love air quotes, turnarounds, they're actually the same turnaround with the bass line move up an octave, so it sounds more electric, guitarish, if you will. But just keep in mind that the fact is we could do it this way. Just recognize that those are both the same turnaround, but they can be played with a different feel. And depending on the feel is how you're going to play it, right? And so typically in an intro for an old blues, you're going to hear the traditional something to the effect of something to that effect. So just keep working on those turnarounds in A until you can get the turnaround up to speed and in a way that's, when it comes time to play it, that you have the chops to just play it. When you get to that point, let me know when you're feeling comfortable with this easy, quote-unquote easy blues example of playing a turnaround in the intro, playing a standard 12-bar blues, and then on the 12th bar playing the quick turnaround of 4 sharp 4 5, and then restarting the form. Got to get comfortable with just that, and then adding in the turnarounds, and then using turnarounds to solo will be easier as well. But as far as adding some complicated contrary motion turnaround right now is probably not a good time. Looks like you just need some more time spent on the turnarounds themselves, and so work on that. You got your E turnaround that you're working on. Same thing to the 5 chord, but just keep working on it. Single notes all at once. Whatever, make variations of it, but make it more available to you by really practicing it every day and getting to where it feels like a blues turnaround, not real strict. So there you have it. Work on that form, easy as it is. Let's get that down. Intro, turnaround, standard blues shuffle pattern on the 12th bar, a quick 4 to 5, and then back in on the 1. Use your jam tracks to help get that going. And remember, especially in A, that you're actually in your pinky shape when you're doing that shuffle. Have those notes in mind, or that shape in mind, so that your understanding of what you're doing broadens.